Now, we are going to start emergency powers of the President of India. All right. You see, emergency is an abnormal circumstances. Emergency can only be imposed during abnormal circumstances. These abnormal circumstances have been enumerated here. You see, the first is emergency out of external aggression. You have to understand these two words. External aggression means war. So whenever a foreign country attacks us, or whenever there is a situation of war in our border areas, the government can take proper measures for the stability of the government. All right. So under such circumstances, or emergency out of external aggression, in fact, was first taken in the year 1962 when China attacked us. All right. Actually, this emergency continued for quite a long time till 1968. But in between, what happened? That Pakistan also made an external aggression in the year 1965. So it continued and it was ultimately lifted in the year 1968. And thereafter, emergency was imposed in India in 1971. Once again, when Pakistan attacked India. So 1962, when China attacked us, and 65 and 71, Pakistan. All right. Now, when this kind of emergency is imposed in India, you see, there are 2-3 systems. First is the entire country can be brought under emergency. That is called the general emergency. Or the partial emergency can also be imposed. Partial emergency means, I can only make you understand by giving you an example. Say when China attacked us, or say when Pakistan attacked us. Now all those states, all those bordering states, and some of the states can be brought under emergency. That is called partial emergency. Then emergency in the entire country is not required. Similarly, say when China attacks us from north or northeast, in the northern bordering states or northeastern bordering states can be brought under emergency. This provision is there in the Constitution. There is no need for imposing emergency in the entire country. All right, so this is about external aggression. Now, under these circumstances, what happens? As I just told you, that the President of India becomes the head of the nation. The entire executive powers at that time is exercised by the President of India. But the fact still remains, as I told you, that at that time our Lok Sabha may remain dissolved, may remain in suspended animation also. So under such circumstances, what we feel is that it is the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers that exists, and they actually, along with the President, and let me tell you one thing very, very clearly, that at that time the President can play with his discretion to some extent. All right. Although it is said constitutionally that the entire executive power is actually exercised by the President of India, which is practically not true. Now next is, emergency can also be imposed by armed rebellion. Now earlier it was called internal disturbances, but this name has been changed. And armed rebellion means when there are internal disturbances in the country. And you see, this kind of emergency was imposed in India in 1975 when Mrs. Gandhi was the Prime Minister of the country, and you all know that it was the time when JP movement was going on, student agitation was going on in the country against the ongoing Congress government, and therefore the situation was so grim that ultimately Mrs. Gandhi had to impose the emergency in the year 1975. This emergency continued. What was the reason? Internal disturbances. In other words, we can say the word civil war seems to be, that doesn't seem to be good. Therefore, it is called armed rebellion. So at that time, Mrs. Indira Gandhi imposed emergency out of armed rebellion. All right. During these emergencies, as I told you, that the laws of the entire state is also made by the Union Parliament. It becomes very, very powerful, and even the state government has to work in accordance with the direction given to them by the Union government. All right. The governors also has to play in accordance with the advices given to them by the President of India. All right. Next is the emergency or the President's rule in a state due to the failure of the constitutional machinery of a state. As I told you a little earlier about it, that whenever a state government loses its confidence of 50% plus 1, at that time the president can impose president's rule there. That means the constitutional machinery in that state has failed. No single party can assume 50% plus 1 majority. The other parties also cannot make a coalition. The governor has failed to be able to make a coalition among other parties to form a government. So at that time there is no third way but to impose president's rule there. So at that time, once again let me tell you, the state government may remain in suspended animation, and the governor, who becomes powerful at that time, but the governor also has to work in accordance with the advices tendered to him by the union government, or in other words, by the president. All right. So this is what is president's rule in a state. Okay, emergency arising out of due to failure of the constitutional machinery in a state. This kind of emergency have been imposed on many occasions. If I am not wrong, in 1980, this sort of presidential rule in fact was imposed in 9 states in India when the ongoing Janata Party failed to form the government, and thereafter on many occasions presidential rule have been imposed in Punjab, in Kashmir or in other states. In 1999, even emergency was imposed in Bihar due to the massacre that took place in Jahanabad. So what I mean to say, these were the reasons, all right, of the constitutional failure that the president's rule were imposed. Next is the financial emergency. This sort of emergency can be imposed only when there is a huge crisis of financial stability in the country. And you see, at that juncture, there is no way out but to impose financial emergency. Let me tell you one thing, that this kind of emergency has yet not been imposed in India. Thank God, this situation has never cropped up. Now, as I just told you, due to financial instability, financial emergency can be imposed by the president. All right, but during this financial emergency, the president can take various measures. First of all, he can ask a financial committee to be formed, and this financial committee or commission In other words, it can be called financial commission also, to make such plannings, financial plannings and designs, so as to try and stable the financial condition of the country. All right, and therefore it can take various measures. Taxes can be raised. All right, cost of general commodities can be raised. Apart from that, the salaries of even the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court and all the government officials can be decreased to a great extent. All right, just to stabilize the financial condition of the country. The Finance Commission may be asked by the President to work on designing and planning such things so as to raise the financial condition of the country. All right, so this is, and once again let me tell you that at that time, during this kind of emergency which has yet not been imposed in India, that some other measures can also be taken in order to stabilize the financial condition of the country. That is for future. Thank God we have not yet been under any financial emergency as yet. So it is very difficult to say as what can be done. So that's it. Thank you. বন্ধ করো, বন্ধ করো।